Here in Bromley with Jake Pettitt. Now we're 3 weeks out from your 6th professional fight. Tell me, what's your sort of assessment? You seem to have been a pro for a little while now, and you sort of gradually edged your way up to 5 fights. Does it feel a bit of slow progress?
Yeah, it's definitely been a slow process. I only boxed once last year, twice the year before, but hopefully this year I can start picking up the pace a bit and getting more fights in.
Is it the case, because I remember that when you first started you were kind of like Erith flyweight Jake Pettitt, and obviously you're anything but a flyweight, so is it something you haven't quite settled at a weight yet?
Yeah, I haven't grown into no certain weight yet, so that's what I mean. I'm still waiting to see how I develop. I'm only 20, I'm 21 in September, a few months, so I'm just waiting to see how my body grows and what weight I grow into, really.
Because wasn't there the case, I think last summer you dropped off a show at the O2, didn't you, for one reason or another, sort of, and that wasn't that sort of weight related?
No,
you weren't
that
quite...
that was genuine. I was not well, so actually me and Al said it was only right to not fight you 100%, which everyone does, so just thought it was best to put out there. So
where do you think you would end up?
Couldn't tell you myself. I don't know what I could end up. My brother and my background and family, we're not small and skinny, we're quite big and chunky, so seeing my older brother now, he's put on a bit of weight, so he used to box 8, 12, 9 stone. Now he's about 12, 13 stone, so could end up anything really.
Obviously the older brother you're talking about is Lewis Pettitt. We'll come on to him in a minute, but I mean, do you find it obviously difficult with opponents because you don't know which sort of opponents to bring in for your different fights? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. As I say, Al knows best about them, so I leave that down to him. But it's been sometimes it's hard, sometimes not. I've been doing loads of rounds with Dennis in the gym. Lucian Reed, been doing loads of rounds with him. Can't get really any better sparring, so he's doing well in the gym.
You alluded to the fact just then, but will weight always be an enemy for you?
Well, it has been. I wouldn't say so much as an enemy. It might be a struggle, but I'll always do my best to get it down properly and to make myself disciplined to get to the right weight and look in the best shape I can.
Where do you think you can transport yourself to in the next sort of 12 months if things go okay for you?
Well, I'm hoping this is my last 4-rounder, and then hopefully go on to 2 or 3 6s, a couple of 8s just to ease into it, and then hopefully when the time's right, I'm not jumping the gun or anything or calling anyone out, but hopefully next year sometime look for fighting for any sort of title.
Do you still think you need the learning fights at this point in time?
Yeah, definitely. I think anyone that tells you they want to jump straight in and ready for it, they need to experience it before they get straight into it, because it's a whole different ball game when you step past 4 rounds and do the 6, 8s, 10s and 12s, do you know what I mean? So,
is it fair to say you're more of an artist in the ring rather than a sort of a clubber, if you like?
Yeah, definitely. I don't like getting it. It's the art of boxing, in it, and not get it. I hate getting it. It's nothing worse than taking shots for fun of it.
Well, that doesn't quite stack up with your first couple of fights, because you were in a right mess.
Yeah, with head butts and cuts and stuff I was, but I didn't. I tried my best not to get hit. That's my opponent using his head a bit too much.
Let's hear a little bit about your background, because you alluded to your family. And obviously your dad's a big fella, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he's got a boxing background, doesn't he? Doesn't he not run an amateur gym?
He runs an amateur gym, Nemesis in Crayford. Had very successful with the amateurs. He had Lewis, another pro in the game at the moment, Luke Gibb. They both box for England all over the world, winning multiple medals, titles, honours all around the world. And another junior ABA champ, Elliot Wale. He's on fighting for England in a couple of weeks in Italy, so he's doing really well. He's been all over the world with England boxing and stuff. So
boxing was always likely to be a thing for you, given your family background then?
Yeah, definitely. I've got 3 other brothers. The oldest one boxed and suffered a blood clot to the head, so forced him to give up. Now he does the coaching down my dad's gym with my dad. My dad boxed when he was young, now he taken over the gym. Obviously Lewis boxing from underneath Frank Warren and getting as far as he could, and then my other brother, he went amateur for a bit but didn't fancy doing the pro, so he just stopped after that.
Obviously now amateur trainers can train pros.
Yeah.
Was that ever a consideration for you when you turned over? So?
At the time when I turned over, my dad was at his busiest with obviously Elliot boxing for England up and down in the ABAs and stuff. Got another couple of other kids, a little junior Henry Powell, he was in and out of the championships as well, so, and where he's so busy with his business as well and running the amateur gym, I knew he would just never have enough time to do it. And where Lewis has always been with Al, I've always been coming down here since I was about 13, 14, so I wouldn't have gone nowhere else really. If my dad didn't have the licence, I was never going to go anywhere else other than here. Right,
now you mentioned Lewis there. Now obviously no one's seen Lewis for quite a long time. We know he's retired and we think he's retired, but he's never actually said anything, has he? Can you sort of speak on his behalf and say the boy's done now?
I'd say he's definitely retired. Whether there's a comeback or not, I don't think there will be, but he's definitely not boxing at the minute. He's enjoying life. He's going playing golf a bit, got his own business, doing really well at that, so just making sure he's doing the right thing.
I mean, as a fighter, he's a very successful businessman. Do you think that maybe took an edge off him a little bit? Because he was obviously making such successes of all different businesses, wasn't he? And he was trying to combine it with training and everything.
Yeah, and I just think with his business, he was so busy and tiring him out. The last thing you want to be doing is coming to the gym to train and be even more tired for the next day to go again. So I think if he didn't have that to fall back on, he would still be boxing now, but because he does have that, which he's grateful for, so it's kind of like a quick way out to go straight into the business scene.
Because he was due to fight Raza Hamza, wasn't he? Yeah. And I think maybe Aldous thought he was just missing a little something, and,
then
the fight didn't happen.
There's no need to do it. If he's got all that to fall back on, he just said it's not worth it. Go and live your life and enjoy it and focus on that.
Still a big achiever, though. I mean, you wouldn't mind emulating what he did as a pro.
Well, definitely.
He reached a very high level.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way I'm going, the path I want to go down and go further, hopefully.
And I suppose, as you told me before we started this interview, you're not aiming not to emulate him as far as his waistline currently goes.
Definitely not. As you've seen, he's definitely put on some weight. He does still train a little bit. He's been doing like private sessions, one-to-ones.
Darts.
Yeah, darts. Now with Bradley Skeet's been training one-to-ones with. He's been doing a bit of inboxing circuits and stuff, trying to keep his weight low, not down, but trying to keep it lower than normal.
Ain't working,
but it's not working.
Great stuff, Jake. Thank you.
Cheers, Rich. Thanks a lot.